Hello from the Big South Network studio. I'm Mark Bryant, and this is another edition in our preview series for Big South Basketball 2024-25. Very happy to have with me now Quinton Ferrell, head coach, PC Blue Hose men's team. Coach, glad to have you back.
Yeah, Mark, thanks for having me.
Looking forward to a new year. Let's flash back to last year real quick, because it started with a win at Vanderbilt. It ended with a postseason trip to the CBI. What does that do for expectations, if anything, for this year? Obviously, you start 0-0 again, but what do you carry over?
Well, just that we moved the program forward last year, and so we got a lot of returners, and so that's what we always talk about at PC, is each year trying to move the program forward. And I think last season gives our group a lot of confidence, knowing that we can compete at the highest level. We can win games on the road, because we did that, pretty well last season. And so we're just excited for this upcoming year to continue to move the program forward.
So let's turn to this year and with the team itself. What have you seen in practice? What's going on behind closed doors? Do you get a good feeling, and how are things coming along?
Yeah, very experienced group in terms of we got 4 seniors. Since I've been at PC, we haven't had more than 2 seniors, and so all 4 seniors are really good players. They all started games last year, so 3 of them will probably start, and the other one will probably play starter minutes off the bench, which is a really good sign. So we're experienced, we're mature, we're physical, we got great size and length, and the guys have been practicing really, really hard. One of the areas we've been focusing on is the defensive end of the floor, and the guys have bought into it, and so we feel like we got a chance to have a team that can rebound the ball at a high level. And so, it's been fast-paced, competitive, and great spirit in the gym.
Well, you talk about the value of experience. Let's focus in on that a little bit. Who are the key returning players, and what are you expecting from them this year?
Yeah, right off the bat, Kobe Stewart, who's a guy who's going into his 5th season. He's played his previously 4 years at PC, so he's been with me, for 5 of my 6 seasons now. A guy that I have super high expectations for. Very talented. He's our leading returning scorer from last year's team, and I think he's a guy that's capable of making a jump into one of the all-league teams, when season ends. So very excited for Kobe, what he's got a chance to do his senior year. Jonah Pierce, who was a transfer last year, averaged about 8 and 7 in about 19 minutes per game. So really good 5-man. Caleb Scott, kind of similar, averaged around 7 or 8 a game and about 7 rebounds in about 20 minutes. So both of those guys will be tough to deal with in the paint. And then we have Jamari Harvey, who only played in 6 Big South games last year. He's our starting shooting guard, got injured, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him bounce back. Can score the ball at all 3 levels, really good defender, very experienced. So those 4 guys, we're excited about their leadership this season.
Solid foundation, that's good. So what are you adding to it in terms of incoming players, new transfers and the like?
Well, one of the great things for us is not only do we have those guys returning, we have some other guys, Corey Mincy, who I think's got a chance to have a really good year as a sophomore point guard. He should be our starting point guard. He made the all-freshman team last season. Averaged about 6 points in 15 minutes per game, which is really good. And so he's a guy that we feel like can make a jump and really do a good job of holding down that position. Jalen Peterson, people might not remember him. He was a freshman 2 years ago, played a little bit as a freshman. We redshirted him last season. I think he's got a chance to be one of the best athletes in the Big South, about 6'7", 40-inch vertical, can guard 1 through 5. And so he's a guy that we're really excited about, that we've developed the last 2 years. But our guard play will come down to, I think, how good we can be this year, because those guys are younger. And so I've talked to them every day about they have to play like upperclassmen. And so my staff's ability and my job to coach those guys at a high level and to have them kind of playing wise beyond their years, so to speak, will pay dividends for our group this year.
So looking at the non-conference schedule, especially the home games, what have you got that you're looking forward to? And you also have an MTE at Stephen F. Austin, I understand.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to challenge us with the non-conference schedule. Our league is so tough, just like last season, one of the best years in Big South history. And so this year I really wanted to have us prepared for that. And so, we get a good game against Charlotte to kick off the season on November 4th at Charlotte, which they're coming off a tremendous year for their program. And then at the end of the week we get NC State. So that'll be a lot of fun to go into Raleigh and play NC State. We have a big home game against Wofford, who's obviously been a perennial, title contender in the SoCon. So that'll be an exciting game for our fan base, because PC and Wofford have, long history of playing each other over the years. And so excited about that one. We got trips to Miami and South Carolina in December. And then you mentioned the MT at Stephen F. Austin, where they're going to be picked fairly highly in their league, one of the best teams, I feel like mid-major teams in the country. So that'll be a great challenge for us. And in that MT, we also play Youngstown State, who has a really good program, and then we also play Monmouth out of the CAA. So very challenging non-conference schedule, but it'll definitely have us prepared, for January 2nd when Big South play tips off.
Well, Coach, we look forward to seeing it in action. We wish you and all the Blue Hose the best of luck this year. And we thank you for watching another edition of our season previews for Big South Basketball 2024-25.